You're listening to the Free to Be Mindful podcast, which provides bite-sized tips for busy parents, educators, and anyone working with kids. These real talk conversations focus on mindful living, mental health, and personal growth, helping all to learn, grow, and inspire with mindfulness in mind. I'm your host, Vanessa de Jesus Guzman, educator, licensed professional counselor, entrepreneur, and mom. I'm passionate about helping folks live life with peace of mind and ease of heart while not losing their, well, you know, here we go. Hello and welcome back to the Free to Be Mindful podcast. I hope that you're feeling good, looking good, and doing better in this world than you were yesterday. So here we are listening to the most replayed episodes of all time for the summer. And this episode comes from season 1 and it's called Freedom and Self-Care. And I wanted to share with you, I find that it's the times when I'm actually taking my puppy out for a walk that I am really able to be present and try to see the world through his eyes, if that makes sense. I really take the time to take in the things around me in my community, and it reminds me to just be grateful for everything that I have at my disposal and everything around me. It's so important to express gratitude for the things that are happening to us and for the people we love. And although summer specifically tends to have many days of good weather and can be a time for self-care and for vacations, there are many times throughout the year when it is also important to take care of ourselves. We shouldn't just wait for the summer. Throughout the year, you can feel tired and you can still go to school and work and all the things. And although we always have responsibilities to fulfill, it's also okay to take a self-care day or two, or however many you need, to do something fun and to really bring a genuine smile to your face with intention and with purpose. It's so interesting because this episode you're about to listen into was also the last episode of that season where I took a break for the summer, similar to what we're doing now. And even in that act, that allows me to be refreshed, to rewind, and to pick up with great new content the following season, which for us is coming soon. But for now, I hope you enjoy. So specifically on the 4th of July, I remember going for a walk with my puppy around the park in my town. And it was really amazing as I was walking / old man jogging. It was really amazing to see first the diversity within the place where I live, which I so very much appreciate. And within that diversity, to see how many people were just out celebrating, not only that it was a Sunday, a beautiful Sunday in July, but celebrating their freedom. What I saw in the celebrations was how happy everybody was in the moment that they were in. And I couldn't help but notice just taking in the warm air and the beautiful sky and the green trees and everything around me, and how happy my puppy was as he looked up at me with his tongue out as we were walking, was how beautiful it is to really be in those moments when we are taking in everything around us. And within that, at the same time, not only taking it in, but also being thankful, right? Also being grateful for everything that's happening around us, even if it's not positive things to us, even when it's positive things around the space that we're in. So with that, I remember just thinking, I want to share that on the podcast. And I hope that as we enter these summer months, that you are able to first and foremost take time for yourself. And I know that not everybody has the schedule of an educator and not everybody has off in the summertime, which reminds me of my son who is going into 2nd grade beginning in September. And he keeps asking my husband, Papi, why don't you have off in the summer? I have off in the summer. We should be doing fun things every day. But he doesn't understand that, working in business, my husband can't just take off. Or really, can he? Right? And that's what I wanted you all to pose to yourself is, especially living in the Northeast like myself, or in a place where perhaps you only got a few months or a few weeks to enjoy maybe some nicer weather or to do some things that you cannot do year round, regardless of where you live. Can you take days off? Can you take moments perhaps to spend with your family or to go on a trip with friends? Or perhaps it's just for you to get some shopping done or maybe even to just sleep in. Can you take some time and be intentional with that time that you're taking and spending it however you please? But it's really important for us to take time, not only in the summer, but anytime throughout the year, to just take care of ourselves. It reminds me when I was in school, I went to the same school from fourth to eighth grade. And I missed the perfect attendance by one day because I had an asthma attack when I was in fifth grade and couldn't go to school the next day after having to go to the hospital. But I remember saying, oh, I missed it by just one day, which the day of the celebration perhaps was, I felt that way. But throughout the year, sometimes when you were just tired, my parents really didn't quite believe in mental health days or in self-care days. They said if you are up, go to school, right? And if you're sneezing a little bit, take a tissue, go to school. And of course, during the times of a pandemic, that's quite different because now you sneeze and people look at you and it can be taken a little bit differently. But back then, we just went to school because we had to go to school and there were no days of taking care of yourself for yourself. And although, while yes, we have to fulfill our responsibilities, so whether that is going to school or going to work, there is something that speaks to having a positive reputation, being very reputable in the sense of you get your stuff done and you're good at what you do. And hopefully, you're doing something that you enjoy doing, which is why you go to work and do it, hopefully, with a smile. But it is okay also to take those self care days. It's okay to take a day once in a while to do something fun, either by yourself or with friends or with family or with a loved one, to really bring a smile to your face again with intention and with purpose, not just by happenstance. So, with all of that being said, I am going to be taking a break from the podcast just for the summer. And not just to take a break because it's summertime, but taking a break with intention and purpose, as I've been saying, to really make sure that I am able to renew myself, but to also make sure that I'm able to renew thoughts and spirit and excitement to come back for a season two when educators and parents are kind of back in a regular routine and in a regular grind once the school year starts with new episodes, new ideas. And I can think of some myself, but I also very greatly appreciate when you provide me with what you are interested in hearing as well. So, with that being said, I do invite you to, if you're not already following me on Instagram, you can find me at Counselor the De Jesus. Just let me know what you'd love to see, what questions you'd like to have answered, anything having to do from mindfulness, working with children, or managing your own kids. So, I'm really excited to be bringing that to you come September. But before I take a little hiatus to again rest and renew, I'd also love to invite you to a virtual retreat that I'll be holding on Saturday, July 17th at 10 to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I am the co creator of a movement called Mindfulness with People of Color, where we see you because we are you. And we've been having monthly sits on Clubhouse, if you're familiar with that app, on Tuesday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But we really are purposeful in connecting people of color to these sits. And we're going to have our first virtual retreat on Saturday, July 17th, again from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And although it is 3 hours, it's not going to be just sitting and oming the whole time, right? There's going to be a lot of conversation, a lot of laughs, a lot of education, and a lot of just reflection so that you can leave there with tools on how to feel better that very same day, but also tools that you can take with you to continue your mindfulness journey. So I invite you all to follow me on there at Mindful POC, or to check out the link in my bio on my Instagram bio to find out more information about this virtual retreat. I want to thank each and every one of you for the support that you've shown the Free to Be Mindful podcast on its first season, which started back in December 2020. And I am looking forward to coming back to you with more excitement, more content, and more things to help you. Because remember, in a world where we are free to be anything that we want to be, we are always free to be mindful. We are always free to bring that sense of perhaps awareness, relaxation, that sense of peace and ease in everything that we do. And sometimes we just need a little reminder. So I'm glad you're here for those reminders, and I can't wait to see you back for season 2. Thank you so much. And right now, regardless of where you are or what you're doing, I invite you to take a breath in through your nose and let it go out through your nose. And really pay attention to the way the air comes in through your nostrils, hits the back of your throat, and releases through your nostrils as well. As you continue to breathe, I ask you to take a little imagination vacation, to think of where you would love to go during these summer months. And regardless of the fact of if you can actually be there in person, know that you can always bring this place up in your mind whenever you choose. Whether it's a beautiful ocean, relaxing poolside, adventurous mountain, or anywhere in the world with beautiful sights for you to see. Think of this place and really take in the sights, the different vibrant colors around you, perhaps the sounds that you would hear if you were actually there, the smells that you'd take in if you were present in this place, perhaps the feeling of the climate on your skin, and finally, the feeling in your heart. Know that regardless of what you do this summer, you can always bring yourself to this place that perhaps brings you peace and hopefully brings you ease. You can take an imagination vacation to this place at any time, as it hopefully brings a smile to your face and warmth to your heart. Have a great week. I hope you enjoyed this week's show. It would mean a ton if you took this moment to review the Free to Be Mindful podcast on the platform you catch your favorite shows. That quick and easy act lets me know what you enjoy, and it helps others find the podcast too. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you can listen along next week. In the meantime, I welcome you to catch me on social media at Counselor V. De Jesus. And as always, remember, in a world where you are free to be anything that you want to be, you are always free to be mindful. Catch you next week.